welcome on this Memorial Day holiday where we salute those brave warriors and people who, committed to a cause that they believed in, had some patriotism, and went out there and, made the ultimate sacrifice. So we want to thank them. You are listening to Bras, Panties and Sports. The NBA champion finals is on. I'm Spitface, and you are here with the First Lady of Sports Talk, Ed. First Lady, how you doing? How you doing, First Lady?
Oh, I'm doing real well. And yes, we must salute all of the military men and women that pay the ultimate sacrifice. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
Yeah, First Lady is fresh from hanging out with Stephanie Mills. They kind of had a few words. They wink at each other.
And I see we have another special person going to be on. Well, not going to be on the show, but we're going to be featuring her. I was stunned by this one. So, audience, you're going to enjoy this.
Man, a first lady stunning, and then I thought it was the glow. From you know who, the man with the bare skin rug. What's up, Dizzy Mac?
What's going on, everybody? What's going on? Happy Memorial Day, everybody. First lady.
Hey, Dizzy Mac.
Yeah. Now, Dizzy Mac know a thing or two about Chicagoland. And, and I go back with Dizzy in Chicagoland. So if you faking the funk, we gonna know. So I got my eye. See, I'm bringing this up because there's this situation here in Houston, and the situation is that they be faking on the fried chicken. They be faking the funk on the fried. But okay, cool. All right, y'all faking the funk on the fried chicken. I don't know how. I go. This is Texas, the South. Almost anybody with pans can whip up some fried chicken. Don't believe it. Don't believe it. Man, weak. I mean, So, so I see a place a while back. It goes Chicago's chicken and fish. So I'm like, okay, all right, let me check it on out. And and I speaks to the people. I'm like, y'all got a little chicken fried, a little fish fried. I'm gonna check me out an order. But I asked them a question. I said, are the owners, are they from Chicago? Oh, yeah, they're from Chicago. But I read this thing on the menu. And on the menu it says, based off the world famous, Harold's Chicken. Now,
Oh, no.
Now, that done raised it to a whole different level. See, we ain't talking about no Chef Boyardee. We talking about Harold's Chicken. And if you're going to put it, you got to, and to my disappointment, I would just say, the chicken, I don't even want to talk about the chicken, okay. But the fish, I got 2 cats, and both of them turned their nose up at the fish. Both of them looked at me like, what you trying to do? The cats was like, couldn't get a fish away to our cat. And they had to, one, I was already pissed that they had the nerve to put Chicago. And then they're going to write in the hair, just dishonoring faking the funk.
Faking the funk.
So a couple of days ago, I'm stepping down the street. I noticed next to the Starbucks, there's some remodeling going on at a place that was a restaurant. And I'm like, okay, what they getting ready to bring? And I see a sign that say, Harold's Chicken and Fried Shrimp. What? And I'm going, now that could just be some cat whose name is Harold. They got brothers down here. Their name is Harold. Harold. you know, and it ain't as common as it used to be. But, you know, it's a bunch of Harold's around, you know. So I'm going, okay, but then right under the sign, based on Harold's Chicken of Chicago.
Oh, no.
So I was going to go in there. So I was going to go in there and interview because they bragging now. They done put it in bold letters on the outside sign, based on the famous Harold's Chicken.
Oh, no.
So I went up there, you know, check them out, and they were not open for Memorial Day. So okay, all right, cool. But I peeked in the window, and there is a sign, a little bit of sign that they you know, that they might not be just faking the funk.
Okay.
And that little sign was where it said, all orders cooked fresh. You will have to wait 20 to 25 minutes.
Okay.
Cook fresh to how you want. Now that sounds like some Harold Chicken.
Yes, sir.
That sounds like, you know, at least you trying to, you know, because Harold's didn't just do like Kentucky Fried. We throw a bunch of chicken back there and y'all get what you get. Now, how you want. You know, if you say extra crispy, it ain't because they done threw some extra batter on it and stuff. They fried extra crispy for you, you know. So, and then, now I'm waiting to see because they weren't open. Now, if they say, do you want ketchup? Do you want stuff? One, they go, you want salt and pepper. Because all hell, first thing they ask, you want salt and pepper. Then the next thing they going to ask is you want ketchup, hot sauce, or mild sauce?
Right.
And I ain't talking about no goddamn little packets, even them little packets. Oh, you want some packets and stuff like you're Taco Bell or something. No. You know, the man take it, squirt that ketchup, squirt that salt and pepper on there, squirt, you know, whatever way you want it on that, you know.
Yes.
So
mild sauce.
The mild sauce, you know. Now, so we got, you know, so I'm gonna see because you know they, you know, Generation Tracy trying to be all politically correct or whatever food gonna make, but we gonna see. I got my eye on you, Harold's Chicken. I got my eye on you, and I will be reporting from the dining area.
Please do.
But First Lady Dizzy Mac, I just had to get that. It's Memorial Day. I ain't had no rib sandwich yet. You are listening to Monthly Speaking. And check out the music this week on Shout Out. We are featuring performances from Melba Moore. That name sounds familiar. Will she find her shining star or get the cold feel of the Butte button? First Lady, we're ready. What you saying?
Each week we try to figure out what is going on in the sports world. Not the plays of the week, more like the players of the week. Are they trying to tell us something? So we ask, what you saying? Fly, little birdie, fly. Time keeps on slipping into the future. Time keeps on slipping into the future. So I want to fly like an eagle to the sea. Fly like an eagle, let the spirit carry me. I want to fly right into the future. The little birdies known as the Miami Heat wish they could fly far away from a nail biter that left them fishing instead of playing for the NBA championship. Did the Heat choke? Did the Celtics overachieve? Do they have a real chance facing the Warriors? Are they dead team walking? Did the Heat show more in losing the Game 7 series with Boston than Boston showed winning? Marvelous Marvin Hagler, Bernard Hopkins, Roy Jones Jr., and the Steve Miller Band are asking, what you saying? Okay, I mean, come on now. The Heat did not choke. The Heat didn't choke because the Celtics were a better team with better talent. Anytime that you beat a team 3 times on their own home court, they are the better team. I mean, let's face it. Celtics beat the Heat 3 times in Miami. And the series went as I expected. It went to Game 7. The Heat was always the number one team in the East for this entire season. However, the Celtics were the best team in the East since the All-Star break. I mean, they got hot. So they did, I don't think they didn't overachieve. They were where they were supposed to be. They learned how to play with each other. That was one of the issues the Celtics had. Many pundits said that Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown couldn't play with each other. Someone needs to be traded. However, let's give some credit to Ime Udoka. He was able to empower these two to play off of each other and be more playmakers. Also, Marcus Smart, if you remember Spitface and Dizzy Mack, he called both of them out. He called both Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown out for being too selfish and not passing the ball. He said they needed to pass the ball more. Fortunately, that situation could have gone left, but the two did the opposite and became great players. Tatum is a superstar in the making, and Brown is one step from being a perennial all-star. The Heat showed that they are a team that's good, they're great, and they don't quit. That's part of their Heat culture. But to me, both teams showed something in this series. Whether or not the Heat lost and the Celtics won, the Heat showed that they need another bona fide all-star to match up with Jimmy Butler. It felt like Jimmy Butler was on an island by himself, to be honest with you. The Heat have players. They have hard-working players, but nowhere near being superstars. I mean, let's face it. I mean, even Tyler Hero, who has the potential, but he did not perform well in these playoffs. And this was before he had his hamstring. And Kyle Lowry, he's a leader, but he's not a number two. He's a point guard who plays good defense, and he needs to lose some weight, definitely. Now, regarding the Celtics, throughout the series, they were great. However, they also need a point guard because they need somebody to organize them down the stretch. That's one thing that to me, that was so compelling about the Celtics and where they need to really work on is because when the game gets tight, the Celtics' decision-making is not that great. And Marcus Smart, he took 5 out of the last 6 shots. Spitface, you remember, I was texting you guys last night, and I said if Marcus Smart takes one more three-point shot, I was screaming. Sure enough, after I finished the text, he took another missed three-pointer, and I screamed. I was like, I don't mean his dumbass.
You did.
His dumbass almost lost the game for the Celtics. I mean, he was putrid down the stretch, and that's something they've got to work on. Definitely got to work on. But they did pull it out because you know what? Jimmy Butler missed that three-pointer. If he had made that three-pointer, trust me, the Celtics would have lost that series. But anyway, they're in the finals, and I'm just going to be honest with you. It's going to be a great finals because you have one of the better offensive team in the Warriors against one of the the best defensive team in the league. So this series is going to be between two contrasting styles of play. You got the Celtics that are long and they're great defensive players, and then you got the Warriors what the Warriors like to do. They like to cut to the bathroom. They're constantly in motion, constantly moving. So it's going to be quite interesting to see how this series is going to pan out. But I'll be honest with you, I really think, I want to say, I'm an early pick. I think the Celtics can win the series. I really think so. But it's going to definitely go to a 7-game. And I think it's going to be one of the most intriguing finals we've had in many, many years. All right, Dizzy Mac, what you saying about all this situation with the Heat? I know you don't think the Heat choke.
No. I think they did not choke. Definitely didn't choke. Now, did they get outplayed? I don't think so. I think they got outcoached.
Really?
I think so. I think, again, I give Ime Udoka credit because he did get Nia Long. He did get Nia Long, so I give him credit. But you know, I think you have to put, you know, the injuries kind of caught up with Miami. I think you would have had to play Oladipo and Tyler Hero more. You know, I think you have to just go ahead and play them. If you have to put them in the starting lineup, I think you got to constantly have Hero and Bam Adebayo play that two-man game because you'll hit him on that two-man game. So that gets Bam Adebayo involved. I think it gets Tyler Hero involved. It gets them going down here. I think you got to get them going down here. They just, you know, I think, you know, again, you play Strus off the bench. You don't start him. You play Strus off the bench, but you need somebody more athletic in there to match up with Jaylen Brown, you know, or Tatum. You know, so I think it was just a couple of little tweaks here, there. You know, Kyle Lowry, older, hurt, and as you said, first they overweight, couldn't handle, you know, the position like he should have. You know, I think you were looking for something a little bit more solid on the point as far as getting them going. But, you know, I think definitely Celtics won't have enough. I think, you know, Al Horford and Draymond Green canceled each other out. You know, Jaylen Brown and Klay Thompson canceled each other out. You know, I think the other advantages, I think you got bodies that you can throw at Jason Tatum. You got Kamunga, you got Moody, you got, you know, Wiggins. You got, you know, people that you could throw at him and slow him down. And, you know, I think, you know, the man that the people really don't give enough credit for, or give credit to, you got Looney. He's been playing out of his mind. Looney. Watch. Looney. He's going to be effective, and they don't have an answer. You know, I think Jordan Poole kills Derek White. I wouldn't be surprised, again, Jordan Poole is in such a good place, in such a good rhythm. He's only playing 22, 23 minutes and scoring 22, 23 points. Can't get too much more efficient. So, you know, you got a lot of variables working against Boston going to Golden State. You know, I think you have to, you know, get healthy if you Miami. You know, you got to get healthy. You got to get a bona fide number two. You got to, you know, I mean, I'll just end it up with this, First Lady. I mean, I have to do the research, but the one name that kept coming up to me during this series, and I'm sure they could have finagled some kind of way, Pat Riley could have finagled some kind of way to get him, John Wall. John Wall.
John Wall.
I think you need a bona fide number two, and he kind of fits that bill because he can get downhill. You know, he can get downhill.
Okay, he's going John Wall. Well, hey, let me tell you something. That was one of the rumors out there, but you will see about that. John Wall. Okay. Now, I just want to say this, Dizzy Man. Jordan Poole, he's good offensively, but he sure can't play any defense. So we'll see how that goes. All right, Spitface.
You know, I have to say that. I have to say that Miami did not choke. They were probably the overachievers.
True. I agree.
Yeah, they were probably the overachievers. And the main overachiever is Jimmy Butler. And I think one thing that Butler showed was that when he scored that 47 points, I think what he showed is, do y'all get that I'm an unselfish player? And maybe that's what keeps having him be like a quote, a superstar with an asterisk. Is because he's probably the most unselfish. Because it's like, I could be busting 47 points, but I'm trying to have the team win. So I just go that either I think he's unselfish enough where he'd say that, look, I don't have to be number one. I ain't been playing that way. You get some bad dude in here, I'll be number two. I'll be robbing. I think that's how flexible and the kind of mentality that he has. He wants to win. It ain't, I want to win and, and I want to be the number one guy. No, I want to win. I want rings. He want it. So, I put it like this: maybe Kevin Durant should have went to the Heat instead of the Nets, or get with somebody who want to win. Ain't got a bunch of everything going on. Right, wrong, indifferent. I ain't gonna take no, Mister. I'm not gonna take take the vaccine and cripple my team. Hey, I like, man, come on, or the amazing disappearing beard, make me think, I'm looking at the way he disappeared. I'm going to ask, was he using Barbasol or Gillette? I gotta disappear, But the Heat definitely didn't choke. And they way overachieved, and that has me be a little bit concerned about the Celtics. Facing a veteran Warriors team that seems like they got their mojo going. Now I ain't gonna say they dead team walking, but boy, do not. The Warriors are not the kind of team that takes their foot off the gas. Oh no! If they got a chokehold on your neck, that's it. They will put you away. So that's all I'm saying, First Lady. You're right. It's gonna be a good series, but do not Boston Celtics, because they will get you.
Well, the one thing Boston can't do, they can't turn that ball over the way they did with the Miami Heat. Because they turn that ball over, the Warriors are going to score and score and score. They're going to put three-pointers up, too. So that's some of the issues with the Celtics. But anyway, it's going to be a great series, definitely a great series. I think it would have been a better series with the Boston Warriors versus the Heat and the Warriors. So we shall see. All right, Spitface, over to you.
Don't call it a comeback. I've been here for years, rocking my peers and putting suckers in the air, making the tears rain down like a monsoon. Listen to the bass go boom. Explosion overpowered. Over the competition, I'm firing. Wreck and shout when I drop these lyrics that'll make you call the cops. Don't you dare stare, you better move. Don't ever compare me to the rest that all get sliced and diced. Competition, paying the price. I'm gonna knock you out. Mama said knock you out. We are talking about the knockout punch to Tommy Pham of the Reds by way of a 3-game suspension for slapping Joe Peterson of the Giants. Apparently, the slap was not over a woman, not over money, not over anything that had to do with baseball. The slap was because of a fantasy football feud. Now, Tommy and Joe are not teenagers. What type of example are they setting with this behavior? Is fantasy football the next place for men to beat their chests? It is fantasy, right? Leroy Satchel Page, Walter Buck Leonard, and James Cool Papa Bell are asking what you saying. I'm looking at this, And I'm looking at these two big grown folks. I'm going, dude, come on. At least, I'm going. At least it could have been over a woman. At least it could have been over a fantasy football. Even if somebody talking about you, got a sports challenge, you ain't nothing, because then, throw that 80 mile an hour on me, I slap it out the park, okay, all right, at least that would be the sport. Fantasy football, not even real, some fantasy football. You gonna pimp slap the man? Yeah, it was a pimp slap. I saw it on video. It was a pimp and a slap, But I'm looking at it and I'm going, I don't know what the hell y'all doing. But I have all the money y'all got. Time, and the season that just started. The baseball season just started, and like you need this for either one of y'all teams. So, but then see, I'm wondering, is this like a new thing? The new thing is to slap somebody, because I shoot your ass. I'll tell you that. I'm old school. You come up with I pull out my pistol, and I ain't even got no pistol because I carry an automatic weapon because I live in Texas. We believe in AR-15s at birth. Get them loaded up, But Dizzy Mac, enlighten me on this slapping situation over fantasy football by two Major League Baseball players. What's going on?
Man, steroids. You just go over there and slap the man, and the man just gonna take the slap. Like you said, Spit Face, Ronnie B. First day, we from the old school. Wasn't no slapping. That's downright disrespectful. This has just become just a phase where we'll see how many people can get out of we can get out of this one situation. We done got Will Smith and Chris Rock. We done got these two. It's gonna be somebody next, and then they're gonna move on to the next, phase where they gonna do something else. But yeah, this is crazy. Fantasy football. Again, why don't you just play football? My bad. My bad. I forgot. I forgot. They playing like little boys. Oh, okay, I forgot. They are playing fantasy. They just acted them out. Okay. Well, sit down for 3. Go to your room for 3 games, and you just had to take the embarrassment of being slapped in front of your teammates. None of your teammates stepped in and did anything. None of your teammates even stepped in and say.
Yeah, I get you are talking about baseball and stuff like that, using clear benches. You said none of them jumped in. Yeah. Put
it like this. I just see people come to somebody's age that threw over the batter's head. They didn't came to his age. He didn't just miss the whole strike zone and just threw a ball over his head.
You say they done graduated the full slaps.
Yeah.
First lady.
Well, the reason why nobody came to their defense because it was in the outfield where this incident happened. That's why I actually looked at the tape too. So that's probably why a lot of people probably didn't realize what was going on at the time. because they did try to stop it right away. But it wasn't always over fantasy football. You know me, I got to go. I mean, when I heard this story, I said, what in the hell is going on? I mean, really? And so it seems as if this fam guy, the one who did the slapping, he was upset. There's a couple of reasons why he was upset. Number one, he was upset because it was some old text they were talking about that was a fantasy league group chat. But he was upset because the Peterson guy was also disrespecting his former teammates, the San Diego Padres. It seemed like there was different team players were on this chat that participate in this fantasy football. So he was also disrespecting the San Diego Padres, and they had a problem with this. But when it came down to the fantasy football pool, I had to see what was the issue. What were they fighting about, fantasy football? So it appears that Sam, the one who slapped Peterson, accused him of cheating by stashing an injured player on his bench. And, they was going back and forth with the rules being exchanged. And I guess they had not seen each other, and they was fighting back and forth on the group chat. So Sam, when when I think the Sam is with the Reds, I believe, and Peterson is with the Giants. When they played, that's when I think it was in between a rain delay or something like that. That's when Sam decided that he was going to go over there and confront Peterson. Now, I'm gonna say this because we talk about fantasy football, but you have to understand. Fantasy football is about gambling. I don't know if you guys know. It's a form of gambling. So these grown men were fighting over gambling because Sam said there was a lot of money involved. So I don't know how much money was involved, but it was about a lot of money. So you know that old adage, money talks and BS walks, because money has a strong influence on people's actions and decision-making. So Sam felt that something was, he said something is wrong here. This man is cheating, and this is about my money. And you know what they say, got my money on my mind and mine on my money. So he said no. So that's the reason why he hit this man. But you're right, he did, bitch slap him, but anyway.
I'm just going, this is starting to become a pandemic.
Right, but baseball.
We got to nip it in the bud.
But baseball might have to do something about this. Because you don't want baseball to become too restrictive, and maybe these players can't be betting on other sports. Because if this behavior keep up, you trust me, Major League Baseball will be doing something about it because they gamble. I don't play fantasy football, but I heard there's a lot of money involved in fantasy football, and a lot of people play it.
Yeah,
I don't understand it.
It was obvious he owed him. He owed him a lot of money because I'm sure he played against his old teammates and they didn't say nothing. and that's why you got traded. Former teammate. That's why you got traded.
Are you trying to say the man sold him out for chicken change?
Hey, while he was on the hill.
Gotta watch that. All right, First Lady, please take us to break.
Stay tuned. Coming up next, we have a performance from Melba Moore. Could it be somebody with Melba Moore's name on Shout Out Part 1?
Free Mr. Vine.
All right, the music flows in from around the globe to get a shout-out from the panel. First Lady, I can't wait to hear the music from Melba Moore.
On Shout Out, we feature new independent artists who are looking to find their shining star. If we like what we hear, we'll give the track a shout-out. If we don't like it, we hit the mute. Today, we are featuring Melba Moore out of New York. And we are talking about the legendary. We are really talking about Melba Moore is back with the smooth sound of soul music that strikes the perfect balance between traditional R&B and contemporary stylings. And listeners from different generations are taking notice. All right, Melba Moore, let's hear Take Her Picture Down.
Now listen, hearts ain't for breaking, love ain't for taking, and I'm not for wasting my time. I get so tired of waking up with you on my mind. Now nothing lasts forever. We'll be together. While I'm thinking about you lying here tonight, there's just one thing I wanna say. Take her picture down, put mine upon your wall. She won't be around. Big happy smile gonna be upside down. Now I don't claim to know about everything you do, but I want the best things for you. I don't wanna talk about this all day. There's just one thing I wanna say. Take her picture down, put mine upon your wall. She won't be around. Oh no, she won't. No, she won't. No, she won't. She don't love you, she don't need you, she won't treat you not like I do. She's been lying, I've been trying to show you. Take it down, 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 down.
All right. That is the legend in herself, Melba Moore. I'll tell you one thing. Let me tell you something, Spitface and Dizzy Man. That's old school. I don't care what time of day. Old school always know how to sing. They have voices. Like I said earlier, you were talking about I went to see Stephanie Mills. I mean, these people can put it down. Do you know Melba Moore is 76 years old? That doesn't sound like a voice of a 76-year-old person to me because she can sing. I'm shouting that song. I love the song. I'm shouting it out. Definitely shouting it out. All right. Let me go to Dizzy Mac. Dizzy Mac, you shouting it out?
Hey, I'm shouting it out. That's how you do it. That's how you do it.
Yeah, I'm telling you. All right, Spitface, what's your verdict?
Take her picture down, nigga. Now that's I put it like this. You only got what you got to make a choice. Well, when a woman to step in and she like, take a picture down, you either you got a choice now. You know? Make sure you choose wisely, because something gonna happen either way it goes.
I'm telling you, she said take it down.
Take her picture down.
So I guess it's a shout out for you.
I'll give the shout. A nice shout out there. I thought it was. I thought it really, like you said, it's nice to hear somebody with a voice, a real voice.
You okay? All right. You got Spitface. Melba Moore got Spitface all choked up. I mean, yes. We're so glad to have Melba Moore back on the scene.
Yeah.
So we know what? We're going to definitely hear from Melba Moore again on Shout Out Part 2. I can't wait for her next performance. But right now, it's time. It is time. It's time for my favorite underwater friend. It's time for Flip It.
They call him Flipper, faster than lightning. No one you see is smarter than he. And we know Flipper lives in a world full of wonder, lying there under the sea.
All right. It's time for Flip It. While hosts defend the point and then flip the script and defend the opposing view. The football player known as Antonio Brown is chirping he may retire, which would start the countdown for Hall of Fame voting. Is Antonio good, great, or Hall of Famer? Panel defend. Antonio Brown is a first-round Hall of Famer, hands down. Dizzy Mac defend.
Well, talent-wise, yes. Talent-wise, production-wise, yes. But his behavior. I mean, that's always going to get you excluded in an exclusive club like that. Now, they may not like you on the playing field. That's okay. Ray Nitschke, Dick Bucket, Deacon Jones. You know, when the time comes, Deion Sanders. You know, they may not like you, but their behavior off the field was cool. You know, hey, you put it like this. You saw Ray Nitschke off the field with his teeth in, glasses on, selling insurance. You saw Dick Bucket making commercials. You saw Deion Sanders, recording rap albums. So when you're off the field, gets publicity of the bad kind, that's going to keep you out of a lot of exclusive places. So, no, he's not a first-round Hall of Famer. Will he eventually get in? I think so, because, again, if he doesn't play no more, they can characterize it as these were his last years and, you know, he was tripping. But, you know, he's not first ballot. No. I mean, talent-wise, yes, he has the talent. Yes, he could have easily been if he had played through these last 3-4 years straight through and had production like he had been, yeah. But, you know, as Richard Pryor would say, the nigga crazy.
All right. Okay. All right. Now, Antonio Brown is a first-round Hall of Famer, hands down. Now, baseball and the Baseball Hall of Fame and the Football Hall of Fame have a lot in common in the sense that it's the stats. You know, that the whole thing about, especially baseball, is whatever your behavior is, unless you Pete Rose, if you got the stats, you in. Now, you know, now when you get in the time and baseball kind of like to kind of penalize you that way. Okay, well, hey, look, we're gonna let you in, but you know, we want to stretch it out a little bit because you know you was mean to your wife and you let it be public, and you were mean to your kids too, and they didn't like you and wrote a book, and and you was just a mean guy, but you could throw that ball, you know. And you got them strikeouts, or you did whatever you did. So, but with football, yes, if you got the stats, 9 out of 10 you in. But football kind of has, I'll say, like a soft spot, where in football, they really will overlook, I'll just say, questionable behavior. Now, most of it, as long as it wasn't on the field, you know, hey, it wasn't on the field. They kind of got that. Whereas in baseball, you know, baseball don't care much. Look, you was clowning off the field, on the field. You know, you was tweeting, and we get upset. You see, my man got a 3-day suspension. Now we ain't discussed. Bam, 3-day suspension. Baseball go, hey, look, oh, you know what? We don't care that the court, the prosecutor said, well, you know, no. We say 2-year suspension. So, you know, NFL is kind of light, and so is the Hall of Fame. So he will be first-round Hall of Famer. First Lady defend.
Well, like you said, Spitface, the Hall of Fame is all about the statistics. That's what it boils down. If you got the stats, you're going to be in the Hall of Fame. And let's face it, Antonio Brown has some better stats than several of the wide receivers that are currently in the Hall of Fame. So he deserves to be first ballot Hall of Fame. So what are his stats? You know me, I like to bring my little stats, you know. Brown's stats are, let's just say he doesn't play another day in his life, okay? He has 928 receptions. That's 21st all time. His yardage is 12,291. That's 24th all time. He has 83 touchdowns. That's also 24th all time. He's a 4-time first-team All-Pro, had a string of 6 consecutive seasons with more than 100 receptions and 1,200 yards. So his numbers says he's a Hall of Famer. You can't cut it anyway. He's a first-round Hall of Famer. However, we know that off-the-field antics may and may not keep him in the Hall of Fame, but he deserves to be a first-round Hall of Famer just on pure stats alone. So, yeah, he's a first-round Hall of Famer.
All right, now we've heard it, but we're going to flip the script and defend the other view. Antonio Brown is a great player who will not make it on his first go-round for Hall of Fame. Now, I look at Antonio Brown, and it's like the man has the stats. And he really, I've seen him play. He is a great player. Now, it's that teammate thing. It's that teammate thing that, you kind of go, even though he wasn't walking up and pimp slapping anybody like two certain people we talked about earlier in the show, there are certain behaviors that can be detrimental to your team. And Antonio Brown is kind of in that, to me, that situation the same as with T.O. Definitely Hall of Famer, and, there's that, because some of the, was he poison in the locker room? I don't know if I heard of Antonio Brown being poisoned in the locker room as much as it's Antonio Brown doing stuff, more that kind of, what's up with you? And that's upsetting, how, everybody flowing as a team because all of a sudden, you weirding out. So, but I can't, I could definitely see that, again, with baseball, much more restrictive. Football is kind of like the old boys club, but it's the old veterans club. And, hey, it's their game. Yeah, that's kind of how it goes. But I think what they will do, because if he was, he's a Hall of Famer, but he's not a Hall of Famer like his stats put him in the top 15. He moves somebody down. Now, his stats are right around that 25 mark, so he pushed somebody down, but not where he leapfrogged up into that top 10 to 15. And for him to be a shoe-in as a first round, he'd have to be in that top 10 to 15. He'd have to be in that. He will get there, but I could see him having to wait one or two ballots. Dizzy Mack, defend.
Well, you're right. Spit face. I mean, he's going to have to wait. And, you know that it'll be like Bradshaw going in with Stallworth and Swan. Big Ben going in. You want to see him go in with Big Ben at some point, which he will. He just won't go in right away. You look at Plunkett and Branch and Malip-McCall. They eventually all got in. They all were able to, matriculate down through the process and get in. I just think, like you said, he stunted his own progress. Yeah, he stopped at 24, 25 on the list and right around in there, but he had the ability to get his first round status cemented if he had got at least within the first 15, which was I think was pretty reachable on all accounts. Catches, yardage, and touchdowns. I think he could have easily just landed in there once his career had wound down if he had just kept playing at the same level. We just never know. The realities of what people go through that affects them at work. Like somebody going through a divorce at work, they become withdrawn. They become, easily, moody and something. Something's happening. You just know that these things transfer over into athletics and sports and, just takes a toll. But, I think he'll eventually get in. I think there'll be enough people go in before him that he'll be able to be recognized for what he did on the field, not just off the field or on the sidelines, taking off his jersey, throwing it in the crowd. AB, man, put it like this: you shot your own self in the foot.
All right. The worst kind of wound is the one that is self-inflicted. First Lady to see it.
Well, we always say Antonio Brown deserves to be in the Hall of Fame because of his statistics support that achievement. However, his on-field, off-field, and locker room says no way. I mean, let's face it. If Terrell Owens didn't make it as a first-team Hall of Fame ballot, there's no chance in hell Antonio Brown will be put in as a first ballot Hall of Fame. Matter of fact, I have a feeling that Antonio Brown may not even get into the Hall of Fame. I don't think he's even going to get in the Hall of Fame because, people had said that Terrell Owens was a distraction on the field. Like you said, Spitface, his teammates. He was detrimental to the team. Oh, my goodness. We all know Antonio Brown is detrimental to the team. His antics were horrible. So I really just don't see how he's going to make it into the Hall of Fame. And like I said, they deliberately held Terrell Owens out. And, we all know how angry Terrell Owens was about this. And, you Spitface, you had already gone in about how the Baseball Hall of Fame and the Football Hall of Fame, they're kind of similar, but the Baseball Hall of Fame is definitely is stricter than the football. But I just think that Antonio Brown was just such a nuisance and such a pain in the ass that there is going to be reporters out there that will not put him into the Hall of Fame. So he's not going in as a first ballot Hall of Fame. Like I said, I just don't see his behind in there because we know. And his last antics, stripping his clothes off his back and jumping up and down, that will seal the deal of him not being a Hall of Famer.
Yeah. You say he may make it in the Hall of Fame, but not.
No, the Hall of Shame. He'll make it in the Hall of Shame.
He'll be in that section of sports curiosities and all. Oh God! All right, First Lady, please take us to break.
Stay tuned. Up next, the funnies and our favorite underwater friend on Flip It Part 2. Welcome back. You are still listening to Bras, Panties, and Sports. It's time for the funnies. Spitface, over to you.
All right. Hey, we got some. Hey, we got a record. Somebody who done made it to the Hall of Fame. Well, somebody's Hall. Man eats 3 Carolina Reaper chilies in 8.72 seconds for world record. A California man put his love of spicy food to the limit when he broke a Guinness World Record by downing 3 Carolina Reaper chili peppers in 8.72 seconds. Gregory Foster took on the record for fastest time to eat 3 Carolina Reaper chilies at the Seaport Shopping Center in downtown San Diego and ended up eating 6 of the super hot peppers when his first attempt was disqualified. Oh, man. Foster's second attempt ended in 8.72 seconds, successfully taking the record from Canadian pepper fan Mike Jack, who ate 3 Carolina Reapers in 9.72 seconds. So he shaved a whole 1 second off. Go America. the Carolina Reaper pepper has an average of 1,641,183 Scoville heat units compared to 2,500 to 8,000 Scoville heat units for the average jalapeno. 1,641,183. 8,000.
Wow.
8,000. Man.
Wow, that was hot. That was hot.
That was
And
hot.
practicing for an attempt like this, it is more about mechanics and muscle memory. So I time myself eating small sweet peppers to get the chewing and swallowing down to automatic responses. Foster told Guinness World Records. The funeral procession was held. I'm going, man. You know, I do have to say this. I don't know who followed him after he used the bathroom, but it was not a good scene.
Hey, well, you know what they say. You know what they say. It's easy getting in, but hot as hell to get out.
Oh, man. All right, guys in there, the water splashing everywhere. It must be time for our favorite underwater friend. It's time for Flip It. First Lady, over to you.
All right. There is whispering that the New Orleans Saints will be in the Super Bowl, and Jameis Winston will be the league MVP. Should we believe the hype? All right, panel, defend. Don't believe the hype. Jameis has an arm that could overthrow Putin. I can't even say his name. They will do well, but Tampa Bay wins the playoff matchup. Dizzy Mac, defend.
New Orleans is stacked. If they get Michael Thomas back, they're stacked. But Tampa Bay is lurking. If Tampa Bay gets the home field, I think they would definitely, always take New Orleans. But New Orleans has played better on the road. But I just think, Jameis has to come back from that injury. He has to come back 100%. And they got to get a running game and get some help, which Michael Thomas is bringing. But, Tampa Bay, when Brady said, I'm back, that just moved the, odds in Tampa Bay's favor. They will win the South.
Okay.
But
all right.
But I like Jameis.
Okay, you like Jameis, and they'll get to a certain point. That's what you're saying. All right, Spitface, defend. They'll play well, but Tampa wins the playoff matchup.
I'm a little partial toward my who-dat brothers and sisters, but don't believe the hype. Don't believe the hype. Jameis Winston, he reminded me of this quarterback the Bears had back in the day, and he was a brother, and what they said about him was, we need to send him to Cuba because he can overthrow Castro. And, they both got an arm, and Jameis definitely got an arm. But, I put it like this. Unless by some way they break up I throw 12 touchdowns, but I'm going to throw 10 interceptions. Now they got the number down some, but it is to be proven. And Tampa Bay is no joke. Tampa Bay is no joke as long as they got Tom Brady. And actually, I wouldn't be so. I put it like this: Tom Brady is definitely going to change the equation. But I could see Tampa Bay, if something happened to Tom Brady, that they got a good enough team where I put it like this: they still make some noise and maybe break a few teams' hearts. So don't believe the hype, Jameis. You better, but you ain't there yet. You ain't there yet. We got to see. Don't believe the hype.
All right, you got to see what's up with Jameson. Well, I'll tell you what. It seems like the reporters already know what's up with Jameson. They said you have to understand this man is coming off a left ACL and MCL tear, but he has a noticeable limp. That's what they're reporting out of the camp. He went to the OTAs, and he is being reported by the beat writers that Jameis has a noticeable limp. Now, the Saints definitely are going to be better, because I don't care, even with a limping Winston is better than a Taysom Hill, okay? Now, Jameis, like you said, I don't know, I think it was Dizzy Mack. Jameis got that big arm. He's always had his big arm. So that's always going to keep him, being able to throw the football well. And if Mike Williams comes back, I think I got his name right. We're talking about he has a nice target, and things are going to be okay. Now, yeah, Jameson, he's going to have to cut down those turnovers, like you said, spit face. But I have a feeling the Saints, can go to the Super Bowl. They could, or, let's just face it, Tom Terrific is back, and Tom Terrific came back because he wanted to go to the Super Bowl. So that's the one thing that's going to keep the Saints from going to the Super Bowl will be Tom Terrific, because we all know that Tom is coming back and he's going to the Super Bowl. There's no question. That's the main reason why he came back. He almost went there with a very injured Tampa Bay Buccaneer team. Now, Tampa Bay Buccaneers, they're all going to be healthy this year. So, he's going to have all his targets back. So, yeah, Jameis will almost get him there, but he's not going to quite because of Tom Brady. That's the only reason why. But let's flip this script. Jameis has got new eyes after LASIK surgery, and the Saints got better on both sides of the ball. Believe the hype. Raiders versus Saints, baby. All right, spit face defense.
All right, y'all. Now you hearing it first. Now, that my dark horse in the AFC is the Raiders. They made more moves after they got rid of the plantation racist guy who got his illegitimate Super Bowl ring, which should have been Tony Dungy's. So but I'll put that aside. But the Saints are under the radar, and everyone, from the OTAs is saying that now that Jameis went and had that LASIK surgery, that I can see clearly now. The rain, he's seeing. Oh, I ain't been seeing like that, and he got that arm. So I'm gonna say, look for Jameis to not only take the Saints to the big dance, but to be the league MVP.
All right.
Yeah, he is not the. There's the comeback player of the year. No, league MVP for the Saints. And look out, Raider Nation, y'all. I'm gonna tell you that boy from the Patriots is coming in there, and you got a quarterback that has said, you know what? Look, the racist guy that we had, he didn't like me either. He didn't like me either, so he was screwing me around anyway. So, they got a new, they've been talented, and they got what they need. Watch out. And the Raiders made some moves. So they're in the toughest division in football. Watch out. I'm going to tell you, hop on the Raiders and Saints. If you betting people, do it now. Get it on, baby.
All right. Hop on there. Get that Raiders Saints bet in. All right. Dizzy Mac, defend. Jameis got new eyes. He's going to he got new eyes. He can see better.
He got some new eyes. Hey, he can see better. Hey, I can see them Raiders taking it too. But definitely the Raiders. But Jameis got them eyes. But he got Michael Thomas back. He's got Michael Thomas back. He's got Alvin Kamara coming out the backfield. So he may not have to, try to make them plays with his feet. All he has to do is see them a little better, put the ball a little bit better, just put it there, right there for them, and they can go. You just know that they will protect him and make sure that he does not get touched. And the defense will come up clutch. Who that? Will be live and kicking. And I can see a party on Bourbon Street when they lift that Lombardi trophy, after their Super Bowl win. I mean, all signs are pointing to that. I think they have the pieces coming back healthy, really puts them into a whole nother category. And Jameis, understanding the system better, getting better, getting coaching that allows him to not have to do too much. They've won games last year, and Jameis wasn't even really, 50% completion. They won a couple of games ugly. So you having him understand that he doesn't have to be the whole show will allow them to play better as a team and win the Super Bowl. But don't go to the Super Bowl because Raiders don't win.
Okay. All right. Well, Jameis is, as you said, Faith, he can see better now. So that means he doesn't have to wear them contacts, so he should be able to see his teammates, and he should be able to cut down all his interceptions. That now he can see them. That was the problem, I guess. But anyway, Joe Burrows had the same kind of exact injury as Jameis, and Joe Burrow was able to come back and play like an MVP for the Bengals. So why shouldn't Winston come back the same way? Even though they say he's gimpy, but that's just a temporary thing. I mean, the man just had major surgery, so he's going to make a full recovery. And he has all the pieces in place for the Saints. The Saints have gotten better. And I just think Jameis is due. I mean, we're talking about the former Heisman Trophy winner. This man is due to win a MVP and to get his team to the Super Bowl. And I think it's time for this to happen. I don't even think they didn't even want Drew Brees back. There was talk about Drew Brees not, stepping down from the booth and wanting to come back and play football. Well, the Saints supposedly don't want him back because he can't throw far. but we know Jameis can throw that ball now. So that just shows you it's time. Jameis has all the tools to be a great quarterback, and this is going to be his year because his knee is going to be stronger. All right, Spitface, please take us to break.
All right, y'all. On the other side of the break, we have another performance from Melba Moore on Shout Out Part 2. Please, please, please keep your ears on those speakers and stay tuned.
You are listening to Bras, Panties and Sports. It's time for Shout Out Part 2, the picks and the finale. The music flows from around the globe to get a shout-out from the crew. Spitface, over to you.
All right, we have another performance from the legendary Melba Moore. DJ, let's hear Take Me Away.
Painting a picture tonight. I'll dare to cross the line just to capture this moment in time. 'Cause it never felt so right. I picked up our favorite wine. Let me pour you a glass and we're kissed by the candlelight. The way that I come alive. You already know. Take me away, to a place. Take me away, to a place. Paradise, with one voice of passion, our souls collide at the speed of sound. Your touch lights the fire. We fly to the highest point of pleasure tonight. I selected our favorite song at the place where we're dancing, make love by a full light. Let's never be from this bliss. The wine of your kisses, there ain't nothing like this. Take me away.
All right. That was the legendary Melba Moore. Take Me Away. Dizzy Mac, did she take you away?
Oh, yeah. See, that's how you do it. Shout out Melba Moore.
All right. Okay. All right. We got one shot. Need I add? First Lady.
Oh, definitely shouting Melba Moore out. I was very shouting her out. And, it's interesting. Melba Moore she can belt some songs out. And she really has just been very mellow with her voice, which is a nice taste because, she's trying to be contemporary. You remember, she don't need to be that show, like the Broadway show type of voice. But she's very contemporary. So shout out to Melba Moore.
Well, you said she's 76.
70, yes.
I'm like, look, now we ain't gonna sweat it, baby. All right. I love me some Melba more myself. I'm biased like that, and I'm proud to say it. I'm shouting it on out. That is in a shout out if you like what you heard from Melba Moore. Check her out on the Old Grumpy Radio Network and all the major outlets. It's kind of easy to find her. Now, if you'd like to be heard or have any comments, please send your emails and tracks to content at oldgrumpyradio.com. And we want to give a little thank you to one of the artists. We want to give a thank you to Rolu. And Rolu, thank you for the CDs and for the T-shirt. And he sent this T-shirt which we gave away to one of the fans, and on the T-shirt it said, "I'm not a pimp, I just act like one." So I tell you, they was fighting to get that T-shirt. Good fight. All right, First Lady, over to you.
Okay, who will win the hardwood crown? All right, so the production assistant, they was very busy getting these stats together. So let me give you the stats from previous shows. All right, so we started on May 1st. I ended up with 10 million points. Dizzy Mac and Spitface, 0 points. May 8th, we didn't have a show, but we had our picks. Dizzy Mac was in the lead with 60 million points. I had 50 million points. Spitface, you were in the red, negative 20 million points. On the 15th, Dizzy Mac had 50 million points. Spitface, you had 10 million points. I was in the red, minus 10 million points. And this past weekend, we had for the Game 7, Dizzy Mac, you took the lead with 25 million points. Spitface and me both had 15 million points. So the standings as of today, Dizzy Mac has a whopping big league of 194.5 million points. I'm in second with 85.5 million. And Spitface, you were leading, but now you only got 54.5 million points. So let's get to the current pit, and this is for the final. Boston versus Warriors, Game 1. Well, I'm going to go with Boston. They're just coming off a great game, and the Warriors have been idle for a week now, so they're going to be rusty. Dizzy Mac? Is Dizzy Mac with us, though, or Dizzy Mac's gone?
No, I'm here.
Do you remember your picks, or you just want me to tell you what your picks were? You sent me your picks.
The Warriors. I picked the Warriors.
You got the Warriors, all right. And Spitface?
I'm going with the Celtics.
Mm-hmm.
The Steel Game 1.
Okay. Game 2. Boston versus the Warriors, Game 2. This is in San Francisco. Dizzy Mac, who do you have?
The Warriors. That distance is going to kill them Celtics. Traveling across country like that. The Warriors.
Well, they don't play until Thursday, so they probably left already. They probably went home first, and they'll probably leave Tuesday. All right. Anyway, Spitface, who do you have for Game 2?
I'm going with the Warriors.
Yeah, I have the Warriors, too, because Boston's going to win Game 1, so they need to win Game 2. All right. Moving along. Over and under, our favorite. Oh, and I forgot to tell you, those two picks were $5 million each, minus $5 million if you lose. Over and under, $5 million if you win, minus $5 million if you lose. Boston versus Warriors, Game 1, over under 230 points. All right, Spitface, what do you have?
Man, I'm going with Boston defense. I'm going under.
You going under? I'm going over. Dizzy Mac?
Over.
Yeah. I think these are going to be some high-scoring games. All right, Boston versus Warriors, Game 2. over and under 225 points. I'm going over. Dizzy Mac.
Over.
All right, you going over. Spitface.
I'm going with the under.
You going under. All right. So you going under. All right. Stephen Curry. Game 1, over and under 30 points. Spitface.
I'm going with the over.
Over. I'm going with the under. Dizzy Mac.
Under.
You going with the under also. Marcus Smart gonna do something, huh? You're gonna keep him controlled. All right, game 2. Stephen Curry. Over and under 28 points. I'm going with over. Dizzy Mac.
I'm going under.
Under. Spitface.
I'm going with the over.
Okay.
He
Jason.
got to have 10 to 12 assists.
All right. Jason Tatum. Game 1. Under and over 30 points. Dizzy Mac.
He going to go under in game 1 because he going to be MIA.
Spitface.
I'm going with the under.
Yeah, I think we all going with the under because Jason Tatum, I don't know if you noticed, he played one good game, one bad game. One good game, so he had his good game against the Heat, so he's going to have a bad game against the no, you know what? No, because I got them winning. So let me put over. I'm going over. He didn't get 30 points. I lost on him against Game 7, but I said they win in Game 1. He got to go over. All right, Game 2. Jason Tatum, over under 28 points. Okay, let me take this. I'm going to say under. Dizzy Mac.
This is his good game. He'll score over 28 points. They're still going to lose.
Spitface?
I'm going with the under.
Okay. All right, these are options. 10 million minus 10 million. It means options. You don't have to play it, but you still got to pay the price. You either get 10 million or you lose 10 million points. Game 1 margin of victory. Ooh, that's a new one, producers. Over under 10 points. All right. I'm going to start with you, Dizzy Mac.
Over.
Over. Spitface.
Under.
All right. So I got Boston winning. I'm going to say over. I think the first game is going to be a blowout. I really do. Game 2 margin of victory. Over under 15 points. Spitface.
Under.
Under. I'm going to say under also because this is probably be the best tight game that they're going to have. Dizzy Mac.
I'm with y'all. Under.
Yeah, under. That's going to be, yeah. I think that usually first games of the finals are blowout because either one team is rusty or one team is so hyped and they're, so it's going to be a blowout. But I think Boston's going to win that game. All right. Let's go over the top stories to watch this week. Dizzy Mac, what is your top story to watch?
Top story to watch this week there will be no top story to watch this week.
There will be none? Okay. All right.
Quiet week.
Not quiet week. Okay, Spitface, what's your top story to watch?
My top story to watch is Brittany Griner. And there's been some some discussions. So we're looking forward to some good news coming out about Brittany Griner.
That's right. Well, I'll tell you what. I signed a petition for Brittany Griner. I just want to let everybody know. I know I put my name to Let me see if I can quickly find that petition for Brittany Griner. It's wearebg.org. That's what it is. wearebg.org. Sign that petition to bring Brittany Griner back because she needs to come back.
See, I told him threaten to send Jameis Winston to Russia.
Oh gosh!
They gotta watch out now. We'll send Jameis.
All right. My top story this week. I'm gonna go to this week. We have that match between Tom Brady and what's his name? Tom Brady and that bad man Aaron Rodgers versus
in the golf.
In the golf that they're gonna be talking about versus the young kids versus
Mahomes and
Mahomes and Josh Allen. So you got Tom Brady and I don't know why his name. Aaron Rodgers versus Patrick Mahomes and Josh Green. That's going to be my big story this week. They got their golf match tomorrow. I think it's going to be Wednesday or Thursday. I think it's Thursday, June 2nd. So they're going to be talking about that all week. That's the top story for me this week. And in salute to our military, today's Memorial Day, I want to go over a woman. Her name is Grace Hopper. Grace Hopper, she's a Rear Admiral Grace Hopper, retired from the Navy in 1986. She was the first female restricted line officer to reach flag rank, and at the age of 79, the oldest serving officer in the Navy. So, I mean, that's Grace Hopper. Congratulations. And I just wanted to, salute her for our women in the military and our veteran women in the military. So join us and our partners, the Veteran Women's Enterprise Center, as we honor our veteran women entrepreneurs. Please visit honorourveteranwomen.com. honorourveteranwomen.com. Check out our current and previous episodes on Bras, Panties and Sports.com and our Facebook page, BP and Sports. This is Cheryl Smith, the First Lady of Sports Talk with Spitface, and welcome back, Dizzy Mac. You have been listening to Bras, Panties and Sports.
Yep.
That's a wrap.